All right, so we will get started. So basically today I want to show you all the resource and the lab material that we have given, and if in case you have not received, so you can take a note of it and you can reach out our backend team. So what happens is we provide you a welcome kit email which consists of most of the detail. So by now you might have received it. If someone has not received it, you can just post it in the WhatsApp group that I have not received welcome kit. Let me also put down what are the information this email consists of. So you will have access to the LMS Learn portal, which consists of all the recording. Henceforth, whatever live class that we conduct is recorded, and the recording will be put up here. Plus, it also will have something called class 0, which will have the link to the Google Drive, where you can find the home lab setup or some notes, some REST API scripts, the needful things that you need will be put up in this. And the pattern of this script sharing is, say for example, today is 21st of September and it's your class 1. So after the class, it takes around 2 to 3 hours to get the recorded video. And then I upload it to the Learn portal, which should take another 1 or 2 hours. So after 4 to 5 hours, you should see the recording visible on your portal. And if in case we had discussed any script on that day, not notes definitely you get all at once from the class 0. I'm talking about the script on that day. Then the script would be also attached just below that video. So let's say your script is starting after certain class, let's say class 5. So the script for the class 5 would be posted just below that. Similar way, let's say on the next class, class 6, we discuss some more script. So the script for that would be visible just next to that video. So this would be the pattern. I'm not going to give you script in advance and then you do some random script and then come asking what how to do this, how to do that. Wait for your class to be over on that subject and then you can ask any doubt related to that. So I would be sharing the script based on the class topic which I've discussed on that day. Okay, and if you are a uh, fast learner, then you have the access to my previous recording as well. Feel free to go through it and read it and lab it. We are not stopping you. But someone who don't have any prior knowledge, but then are energetic to do something which was coming in a class 20, and then start asking how to do that, how I'm not going to help. You have to wait until the class is going to get covered in our live session. Okay, so it is up to your choice. If you want, you can go through it. The entire last batch recording with this script is given to you. Otherwise, wait for our daily classes to be over and your doubt should be answered in the same class. The script will be for the same class be posted on the same below the recording, and you do it that way because there will be two types of people here. One who would be intermediate, who knows bit of programming. So for you guys, the recording is available. Not for you, for everyone, recording is available along with the script. So if you want to go ahead and do some Ansible, go ahead and feel free to do it. But someone who is just a beginner, you do not even know what is Ansible, and then go to randomly Ansible and start posting question on that how do I install, how do I put this, how do I do this. So that is not good. Wait for your classes for Ansible to be over and you will get your answers on that day. Okay, so this is how the pattern of the LMS, which is a part of welcome kit. Second thing is the remote lab. This is hosted on our site. our end. This is a graphical based. We have given you a public IP and your own credential. So you log into this, get inside the lab, spin up the nodes. I will be demonstrating how do you do the basic configuration and how do you integrate with the Python ID. And then you feel free to do any of the scripting or whatever automation you want to run, you can do it from here. So this is remote lab. This definitely has a validity. We are giving a 6-month validity from the day of your class start. So let's say if today was your class started, so we will add a 6-month of validity. But some would have enrolled 20 days back and would have already received 20 days back, and the timer would have already started. So for you guys, you do not need to worry. Once the batch is over, we always give a free extension to the lab. We on receiving a email request from any participant, we definitely add a 15 days additional or 30 days additional as per your request. Okay, so that will be compensated. Whatever the buffer time that you have been using, it will be compensated. Though you might have received a 20-day back or 10 days prior to the class start, but need not to worry. You can just shoot up an email at the end of the batch that I need few more days of extension. I have not completed, and we will extend it. Regards to the home lab setup, this is for someone who has a good laptop or a good server, and this would be running on your end. The minimum requirement that we expect for automation lab is 16 GB of RAM, 4 core CPU, and a 50 GB of storage. So most of the laptop will have this config. So if you have this config, let me tell you the process of having our labs on your laptop would be: download the needful OVA files from the class 0. The class 0 is the same class 0 which I was talking over here, the LMS part. Okay. So download the file. Our files are all inclusive of image and the lab topology. So I think it would be around 20 GB. If you're well versed how the VM workstation works, you can upload that OVA file and get access to the graphical interface. But if you're not well versed with this approach, then my backend will help you. So we have a dedicated backend technical team who does this installation on the participant machine. So what you need to do after the download, might be today after you finish your download, you can shoot an email at support@networkjourney.com. Okay, let me put it over here. This is the same email where you have received the welcome kit from. You can even reply to the same email that you have downloaded the file and you would like to have someone who set up this on your home lab. But make sure 16 GB is must. If you are having 8 GB, do not come. We are not going to entertain that request. We are going to decline it instantly when we see that your laptop is running on 8 GB, because that's a total time wastage for you plus for us. Your notes will not come up. Then you will start blaming that this is not coming because your files are not working. Then we will start spending time on fixing that, which we know that it won't come in 8 GB. Even if it come 1 or 2 notes, that is up to you. If you want, you can still try. But eventually what happens, your window operating system by itself take 4 to 6 GB. So with 2 GB on the virtualization is not going to bring up even one node. So it's a waste of effort for both the party to even try something on the home lab if you're running 8 GB. If you have 16 GB, at least if you consider 6 GB for your regular Windows operating system and remaining 10 GB, you can assign it on the virtualization where you can expect at least a 3 to 4 basic router or switch to come up and start running without giving you a trouble with your regular activities on the Windows operating system. So remember, this home lab setup is best effective if you're having a 16 GB laptop. Otherwise, you rely on the remote lab where you have 6 months of validity. The resources are being added by us. We have added very huge number of RAM and CPUs and the storage on this. So it's on us. The load is on us. You just have to access the front end, log in, spin up the lab, do whatever things have been thought on a daily basis, or if you are already well versed with some of the thing, you can also practice your own lab scenarios or whatever you want, you can do it inside this. Okay, so these are some of the items which was sent to you over on email. Most of you guys have already been enrolled, might be 10-20 days back, so I believe you have this email. There could be 2 to 4 participants who just joined yesterday or day before. Might be you might not have received. If you have not received, just can you post a message in the WhatsApp group saying that I have not received the welcome kit? Those who have not received. Okay, if you have received, ignore it. So that my backend team will know who has not received and they do the needful. So let me initiate so that you know which group I'm saying. This is the group which I just posted. So anyone without welcome kit? So I consider everyone have received. Yes, no. Check your mail. It's an email. It's an email format. Check your mail. Then just drop a message in the WhatsApp group that I have not received. By the way, are you the enrolled participant? Because there could be people who are joining this for the first time. So if you're not enrolled and if you're not in that final group, then just talk to your counselor. Okay. So Kaisin, are you in the WhatsApp group, final WhatsApp group? Okay, that means you're not enrolled yet. So my counselor would have given you the join link to join this session, enjoy the session, and after the session, you get back to him on the enrollment process. He will help you. Which link doesn't work, Amit? Okay, we can check that. So what error you get? Do you get a credential issue over there? Because for me, the link is working. If you want, I can show you here. So this is the link. When I see, this is what the login prompt you should get. Let me try to log in with your access. Make sure you're not over on any VPN or any restriction. See, let me also show you log into this lab file. So I'm referring to the welcome kit email, which was sent to Amit few days back. So this is his home lab. Sorry, this is his remote lab. Yeah, I can see you're already accessing it. Are you accessing this? Okay. So give me a second. I'm just starting up the Learn portal so I can demonstrate how this works. So I've just logged into one of the user Learn portal. This is the URL where the live classes recordings and all the class zero and the day-wise script would be posted. So I have one course which was conducted 2 months back. So let me open that. So you see here, this is how the formatting of this would look like. So under this section, you can see something called class zero. And here is where these links, which I was talking. So if you want to have the home lab setup, you can click on this file. So there is a file over here. And those who have made the payment, you want to have the reading material, then click on this link. So this is your entire reading material. You don't see class zero. You might have to expand few section. So you have to expand this section. So let's say if I expand this section, there is something called class zero. And when you click on this link, it will take you to the entire notes and the collection. Okay. So this is where you get the home lab setup, some Postman collection. Give me a second. Let me open a writer. See, there is some Postman collection, which we will discuss during the DevNet syllabus. This is where your home lab is. This is where your DevNet notes. Okay, these are folders, and these are some files here. You can find Python programming. You can find some PDF, right? Some theory material, management IP material, EVNG client. So what you do is when you click on this drop down, there's an option called download. Okay, so over here, when you click on that, you get a download option. Click on that, and this entire folder at once of 20-25 GB will get downloaded all at once. You don't have to do it one after one. Yeah, definitely. You need to have access. So click on the request access. I will approve it after some time. Okay. So when you click on this, it will convert into a .zip format, and all the files you can download it at all at once. And then you can unzip and use the material. So this is all your reading materials and the home lab. Now, regards to the script, as I was telling in the beginning as well, when I take the classes, so let's say this was a class of 2 hours, 2.5 hours, which was class 3, where we started some scripting. You can see that the script is added just below that. The class 3 script. Similar way, when I do go with the next day class, the next script will be attached on that day. So as and then we continue class by class, the material will also be getting added up on that. So whatever script I'm discussing today, the same related script I'll be adding onto it. So that's why you will see two different files for the same class. One is the recording, one is the download. You will see a download tab. Can you see a keyword called download? So these are all the script that we discussed on those individual days. See, so till very end, you will see the scripts been getting keep on added here. So now no more asking where is the script. The script will come class by class, class after class. When I go with the class where the scripting is discussed, the same day, along with the recording, the script will also be put up. Okay, and all the reading material like the notes or the home lab and all those stuffs, you will find it across on the class 0. So we have kept this class 0 only to make it look easy, so that we say class 0, you go there and you can download it, rather than telling you we have added there, we have added this. It's to make the things easy here. That's why I was asking you, wait for the live class. So I will show you all the things once and you will find it easy then. So clear with the Learn portal. Can I have a quick yes in the group, in the Zoom chat? Any question you can post it. I will explain it one more time. You're clear with the Learn portal for now? I already told the workbook in the sense is a script here. Okay. Workbook we call for CCI or for CCNP and for all those things. Here we call as script. And the script are given in the format of download section. See, say for example, if I click here on the download button, it will be a document type of file. See, like this. You can double click or single click, it will open up. See, this is the script. It's not workbook. We don't call it workbook. What is workbook, by the way? Workbook is a step-by-step guideline to do certain config on router 1, then you do it on ASA, then you do. This is not a workbook. This is a script we call. Automation is a script, basically. Okay, I think, yeah, because you're not registered, that's why you may not be able to see. So talk to your counselor who gave you this link after today's class, and then you can discuss about the enrollment process. Okay, see, this is the script I was discussing on that particular day, on let's say 6th of July. We were discussing few things, and that is been documented and given to the participant. So what happens is it is easy for him to also follow the video and the script. If I give everything in single piece of 100 pages in single word, the participant has to scroll down to understand which video covers which script. It might get way too much complicated if there are so many things in one places, right? See, this is why I give one individual file and the video along with it. So if you face any problem to understand, go back to that video alone, just play, pause it, and go to that section and try to understand like what was the thing we discussed related to that. So it makes things very simpler for scripting or for writing the code. So if you go on that particular class, if you just put it somewhere, then here see, also there is a way. See, the step by step will be discussed and the same script will be given on that day. And after the class, you're going to practice at your side, right? So it will be much more easier. All right, so I have the yes confirmation regards to the Learn portal class 0 and the home lab OVA file. Now I'll make a proceed. The next thing I want to show you guys is the labs, basically how you spin up this. So there are two ways to get the lab. One is the remote lab. Second one is the home lab setup. So first we will talk about remote lab, which is hosted at our side. And how do you access this? So let me log into one of the participants. Okay, I will check this. Okay, username password once again sent to you via that welcome kit mail. Do not ask where do you get this. So if you are enrolled, you have received the welcome kit email with the logins shared with you. So this is how the access to our lab infrastructure. So this is how you land first. You can click start setup, or there's a cross button. You can even get rid this. This would be all on the first time only. Okay, start using Ubuntu. Okay. Now, some people are stuck at this point. They say that I don't know what to do next. See, this is a Ubuntu platform. The things would be a bit different than your Windows operating systems. But it's very simple if you know the process. There's something called activities on the top left side. So when you click on that, you will get a browser. Okay, open that browser. Now, high chances my backend team would have bookmarked your automation lab. See here, do you see that? So do you see this automation lab here? So you click on that automation lab, and let's try to log in. And then you can even save this login so that next time I don't ask you for this. All right. Now what to do after this? So do you have this UNL file? Correct. This is where the lab diagram is. So click on that. Okay, single click. So when you single click, there is a preview which comes up in the right hand side, and just below that you will have the open button. So click on that open. Okay, so once you log into this, you get this lab topology. On somewhere on the top, you should find a zoom in, zoom out option. So do you see here somewhere? Did you see this portion? See, this slider will help you to zoom in and zoom out. And if you see from the node perspective, we have added Palo Alto, CSR iOS XE, Cisco ASA Firewall, FortiGate, Arista, Juniper VXRX, the Catalyst switch, and the Catalyst router. This is not needed. These two things are not needed. It is just kept here, but we don't need them. They are just Linux and Window PC, which I'll show you a other way to get used to it, because this would be a bit slow for you. Rest of the nodes are here. You can see Palo CSR is for iOS XE, Cisco ASA, FortiGate, Arista, VXRX, the Catalyst switches, and Catalyst Cisco routers. Now, if in case you have any special requirement saying that I want to have F5 load balancer, you send us an email. So you have our email ID. You just send us an email that I want F5 because that's in my production and I would like to automate. So my backend team will add that and let you know that it's been added. Now it's up to you. You should be aware how that technology works. How do you license it and how do you use it for automation? Our job is to get you that node facility. Similar way, you come up with saying that I want, let's say, something else. Let's say I want Nexus or I want some other node version. So if it is available, we will put it, host it, and we'll keep you posted. Rest is up to you if you know how to license or you do not license, because you know how the things work. F5 we can spin up, but it needs a license. Then only the data plane or whatever configuration you want to do, it is only be configurable once you have the needful license. So we will not be teaching you from that subject point of view, because this is a automation class as of now. So we expect that you are well versed with that topics or with that technology. So then only you ask a request to add these F5 or whatever you want to have it. Otherwise, we have a plenty of vendors, plenty of notes. Whatever we want to demonstrate, we can show you here. And rest, it's just a 5 to 10% of changes that we do script by script and make it compatible between different vendor. So I want to clear one more thing. Whatever we write on the Cisco platform, just by making a additional 5% change, I can make a same script ready for Palo Alto. Similar way, let's say I have it for Cisco router or switch, the same script with just a 5% of changes, I can do it on CSR or ASA or let's say FortiGate. So we are not writing every time a new set of script on each platform. You're not going to buy hard or you're not going to mug up the script on every platform. It is just a 2 to 5% of changes that you do on the base script, and then it is compatible with any of the vendors. Amit, you're talking of your home lab or remote lab? Can you post that error screenshot in the group? My backend are in that group and they will do the needful. So anyone who is facing any issue, take out the screenshot and post it and they will fix it up. Okay. The home labs are compatible for Mac. Yes, it is, but M1 and M2 Mac don't support virtualization. Do remember that. If you have M1 and M2 chip virtualization, they don't support, but I think M3 does support it. So there is a known issue with M1 and M2. And for Mac, you need to have VM Fusion. This is a paid version, licensed version. So if you do have this, our OA file can be imported to this, and you can spin up them. So this software you have to provide. You have to have it. I hope you got your answer. Amit, your screenshot is not still present. Yeah, I can see now. And for Ujjwal, if you want to have home lab setup on your Mac, I'm not sure uh, done whether it was done or attempted earlier, but you can send us email on support@network journey, and they will help you. So keep all the chat here, because otherwise my backend will not understand which is the issue, which is a conversation. So let's keep the conversation here in the Zoom chat. There in the WhatsApp, you just post the screenshot. Okay. So they will understand. Okay. Regards to the spinning of the lab, these nodes by default are turned off as of now. You can see they are all in a gray structure, gray color node. To bring up, you have to right click, and then you get a start button. So when you power on them, you can see that it turned to be a blue color LED, right? Okay, so I'm using my login access. So I have powered on them. So when I single click on them, you get to see this console. So in your case, the labs would be blank. Blank in the sense would not be configured with the management configuration. You need to do it on the first day and do a write memory, so that the configs are saved and you don't need to redo every time. So it needs very basic information. So to bring up, we need to put the management IP, make it DHCP. You don't have to even put a static IP, just put DHCP IP. You get the IP from this, and then you put a local username, bring up the SSH key, line VTY 024, login local. So this is sufficient to bring up the IP on the interface, and to allow the SSH. You can allow SSH too. Okay. Now, someone who doesn't know where to do all this stuff, then refer the class 0 document once again. So I'll show you where do you get that. So when you click on this file, management IP file, for your first day, this might be too much things to know, but settle it down, go through the recording once more, and things would be easy. See, this is where the management details are put up. This is for Cisco. Okay. And then you have Cisco ASA. Then you have the Arista, the configs for Arista. Then you have VXRX Juniper Firewall. Regards to Palo Alto, it is play and plug. Once you bring up, it will take up a DHCP IP, and by default, admin and admin is the credential. You don't need any CLI to do any need of any sort of management configuration. Okay, so this is how the management details looks like. You can take it from here and post it up or put it up here. Do you know how to copy paste those things? Say, for example, if I want to put that configuration on this devices, then I go to the conf t. Okay, so there are two ways to access the console. Now, let me tell you that also, because then some people would not know how do we access the console. See, there are two ways. Right now, the one which I'm having, it's called a HTML way. It's a HTML way. If you need the regular CMD based, you can turn off this option here. When you turn off that option, now what happens is this will bring your regular see the putty sessions. This you might be already aware. You can just take a simple copy paste and hit it over here. See, something like this. But the problem with this is that it's not multi-tab. So what we normally do is we keep this HTML because they give us the multi-tab option. So when I click on this, I can also have another console being opened. It is all multi-tab. But here the copy paste is little different than the regular right click. Over here, you have to make use of Control Shift Alt. That will open up the clipboard, copy paste your configuration inside this, and then scroll to this option where it says text input. Okay. And then right click on this blinking cursor. Let me show you. So if you see this section, there is a section where you can right click. So when I do a right click, it will give me the option of paste, and I paste it. See, both either way is okay. It is up to you. And also, since it's on the only done on the first day or the first time, and then we make use of this right mem. So you need not even to worry whether it's a multi-tab or single tab, because we don't do lot of network configuration from the CLI. Whatever we do, we will do it from the automation application point of view. We don't daily open up this console either. So if you want, if you're familiar, turn off this, bring up the CLI and copy paste it. But if you think, if you are part of our other courses like CCI or firewalls or something, where we normally do a lot of things on the console rather than the automation, then I would suggest to keep this HTML itself, because you get that tab option. On first day, you might feel little weird on the approach, but then you get used to it. So it's a Control Shift Alt, which will bring the clipboard. You paste that configuration and use the second option, which is called text input. And then you can just right click and paste it. Now, once you bring the clipboard, then you can just copy paste anything that you need. Say, for example, you just need this, you can right click, paste, and do that. You just need to bring that feature called text input. That is how we can copy paste to this. So you good with the remote lab? How do we spin? How do we log into the remote lab? How do we do the management configuration? How about others? Umakant, Ujjwal. Okay. So at the end of session, I'll try to give you the sharing access if in case you want to ask anything about accessing or the other things, so I can help you with that. Okay, so I showed you the Learn portal and the remote lab. Home lab is very, very similar, but the approach is bit different. In the case of just a minute. Okay, and in the case of remote lab, sorry, in the case of home lab, it's just the approach or the way it is being designed. Once you have the setup, the access to it or the way you configure all remains the same. See, here in the remote lab, we are making use of EXI as a hypervisor, and we have hosted the emulator. And there is where you log in and you spin up. Whereas in the home lab setup, it's the VM workstation, which is the hypervisor, and then you have your emulator, right? Because for you, the access is starting from the emulator point of view. Where it is deployed, is behind the story, which you don't even need to do anything over there. It is done when my backend is taking the remote access of your desktop. They will help you to configure the home lab file. No, the home lab file is not a exe file. Basically, we will be giving you a OVA file, .ova file, which is a 20 GB file, which consists of all the things like UNL and the images. And this has to be loaded on the VM workstation. Yeah, it will be pre-configured at our side. The configuration you might be. The management configuration, you have to do it, but rest of the things should be there. Okay, so let me show you the HTML console part. See, basically, when you power on them, you need a way to do the configuration on them. Either you can use the HTML view or you can use the regular putty session. That can be toggled on and off from your own view itself. So you can turn off. So if you turn off, now the regular what do you say, the putty sessions will get opened. So if you're okay, you can make use of this to copy paste. Very simple approach. So any node, if I just click a single time, it will give me the console. But as I was telling, we might have a participant who are in my CCI Sec or CCI Enterprise, where we do lot of things on the console directly. For them, I'm giving the option of HTML console. Because what happens in console is this is a multi-tab option. Here, the multi-tab option. Now, in this, what you need to do is Control Shift Alt. So when you do Control Shift Alt, the clipboard will come up. Okay. Post the config here. And then use the option second. So there are three options. None, text input, which will open up a text input to be pasted. Or there is one more option here, which is called on-screen keyboard, which I don't recommend because you can't do the things using the on-screen. So go with the second option. The second option is this text input. Now here you just have to paste and the configs will be put up. Okay. And this clipboard option will also give you few options like to do the cosmetic changes. That also let me show you. So under the display, you can, let's say black on white. You want to increase the font size. See. So it's customizable, the console. If you want, let's say green on black, you want it to be 12, you want to be Arial. See, see. The option changes. This is on that HTML view. You can do the same cosmetic change on over on the putty regular session also. I'll just show you that as well. So when this is a regular putty session, you just right click, go to change settings. Under the appearance, you can do all the changes that you want to do it. So let's say you wanted to keep terminal, let's say any font size of this, click on OK. You wanted to change the cursor appearance. You want to change the colors, say default cursor text. So the things can be customizable on both the sides. So this is all on yours end, which you can do it because we will be not having access to each one of your prompt. So you can do it by yourself. Things are all inside the emulator itself. If you have your EXI server with the network tab configured, you already have some VMs running accessible, then we will help you to load up. But if someone who is having a brand new server and just want help on doing EXI setup, doing the network tab, doing all the things, then we will not touch the EXI config only. Our job starts from the point of over upload. So you should have the EXI server up with the networking configuration set up on that, create the port groups, and rest we will do it by uploading it and setting it up. Okay. If any VM is not starting, then what is the RAM that you have assigned to it? I told in the beginning also, if it is 8 GB, VM is not coming up, we can't help it. But if it is 16 GB, there can be 1% of compatibility issue if your motherboard or chipset is not supporting. It will clearly give you the error as well that VTX is not supported. Yeah, for the remote lab who are running on dot 67, I've informed the backend to once check and check the things. Are you running on a remote lab 46? Yeah, I've told that. Just wait for some time. They will check and they will upload. That's why I'm using 37, so that I can show you this. So are we good till this step? I mean, apart from accessing the node or bringing up, do you have understanding of how the things work? Okay. 24. I can see one error here, Umakant. So you are trying on the remote lab. Admin will not work. Your credentials are there on your welcome kit. So you check your welcome kit for the credential. Okay. Let me see if there is anything else here. Okay. Let me unmute you all. So you have an option of unmute now. So if you have any question related to the lab portal or the learn portal, you can unmute and let me know. We will take a small break of 15 minutes, and after the break, we will resume back. So do you have an option of unmute?
Yes,
Okay.
Sagar, thanks.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So how is the things that we discussed at your end? Do you have the access?
For lab, I do not have, but I guess the backend person is working. Maybe I will get another welcome kit.
Yeah, they will work. If you have notified them, they will work and they will resolve it. Okay.
Okay, thanks.
How about others who have enrolled and have not received the welcome kit? I've not got any no from any one of you, but I believe if in case you have issue, post it on the group, or you can send email that's more traceable, because in the group when the conversation happen, then thing is your message can get ignored too. So what this application PyCharm does is it's a place where we write our code, or we debug the code, or we compile, or we fix. So we need a platform where we write our code. So that would be PyCharm. Alternative for PyCharms are Microsoft Visual Studio, Atom, Eclipse, You can also use Notepad++ and Sublime, but they are not user friendly when compared to the professional tools. So we will rely on PyCharm. And if you have even Microsoft Visual Studio, you can use it. I can help you with that as well. This is a common platform which you must have it. And emulators, again, we can make use of GNS3 or EVNG or this or CML2. So these are the different platforms. Packet Tracer is a big no. We cannot use Packet Tracer at all because it don't support either installation of Python or anything. But these are something which we can use it. And here we are making use of this emulator. But in case if you have something else, we can also help you to bring it up. Okay, so this is the tools that we need. But you guys are getting a over file, which is nothing but a ready-made file here. You just need to upload it on the workstation or EXI, and the things will start working. Okay, so okay, what else? So how many of you have a bit of knowledge on Python theory? Bit, at least 10%, 20%.
Did C++ in college, and after that, no
Okay.
programming.
Okay.
I have a basic Python knowledge.
Okay. Maybe we can discuss this today, and the rest we can discuss in the next class.
Sagar, sorry, one query.
Yeah.
Just want to know with respect to Python programming, as a network engineer, what level of expertise is expected from the market uh, when it comes
See,
to Python network
it
engineering?
all depends. It all depends because if you go to the interview, sometimes they will ask you from the logic. They will not ask you even to write or execute. They will only ask you to know the logic from DSA point of view. Or sometimes they can ask you to build a function out of it. Or sometimes they can ask you write any script, but fetch me this or that from the network CLI. So most of the time they see the logic. If you know the logic, how to get that or how to do that. So that is what they ask. They don't expect you to have only one approach. There can be multiple approach, and they try to understand what is your logic or your understanding about that topic.
Okay, thanks.
So I put some of the topics here, which definitely not in this class, but it will be continuation. Okay. So let's start with print. Do you guys know what is print?
No, it is a output for a programming language.
Yes. See, what happens is when I want my computer to read out any information. So I should instruct my program that at this point I want to read out so that users can see that in the output terminal. Okay, I don't have PyCharm on this machine, so I'll just show you how do we install this. You can do it on various other ways also. Python IT online. There are a lot of tools online too. When you're practicing something and you don't want you don't have time to install, then there are few online free tools as well. These are installation basis. Maybe you can search online Python compiler. Yeah, see. So if in case I want to check something quickly and I have no patience to install and all that thing, we can trigger from here. See. So you need to check the output, which is over here. This is just the terminal message. It says return code 0, which is a success. If you see return code being 0, that means it's a good result. And then it says press enter to exit the terminal. So what is print basically? Print is to get you the output. It's basically the output that you get on the terminal. Say, for example, I'll give you one more example. X equals to this, Y equals to this. If I want to print X plus Y. And how do I execute? There is a run button. So I'll put this link. But this is not a permanent solution. Permanent solution is that we need a installation file. Okay, so I'll show you the installation file. Now it's done. I'll click on finish. By the way, the new PyCharms are a bit laggy. I would suggest you refer the one which is kept in the Google Drive. We have kept a 2022 version, which is much faster. See this version, this one. So if you download this and install, it will be much faster. Nowadays, they have added too much of Flash, Java, and the things to make it look better, but that is actually downgrading the speed. It will give me the new project option. I can just name it anything. I can say that it's network journey 1. See, now here, this is important thing. It says that the Python language is missing. Do you see the symbol? So it says that download and install. So I'll click on this, download and install. Or maybe you can click on create and it will do it themselves. So you click on create. See, now it will download the needful file too. See. So it's again made easy in PyCharm. Earlier, PyCharm used to load without this, and we used to get a error saying that no Python interpreter found. Then we used to go to Python website, download it, install it, and then from this drop down we used to map it. But now they have made it very simple. Your process itself will try to determine if this is there or not. And if it is not there, then it will give you an option to even install at the same time. So it is like cutting down one step. In a remote lab, this is present, by the way. So those guys who will take our remote lab, let me show you. It's already installed. You don't have to do in the remote lab. However, if you're using a home lab, then you have to do this process. Let me log in. Let me show you. In the remote lab, when you go to activities, you will find PyCharm install. Just search for PyCharm. See, and this is the version which we are recommending, 2022 series, and much faster also. So in remote lab, things are all ready. You just have to bring up the nodes, bring up this PyCharm, and ready to write. It is started here. When you click on this, and it is still loading. You can check it. Yeah, see, this is where it is looking like. Now click on new project. You can name anything. Let's say network journey 1 or whatever. Already Python is installed. You can see here, Python is installed. We have given a folder name, and then we click on the create button. It will take all initial step to set up the base. So you can see here the files are all scanning, getting indexed. This happens on the very first time. So let it do its process. And also you need to check that the interpreter selected is Python at this point. Because sometimes what happened, it will show no interpreter found. So in that case, you can right click and also select the interpreter. See, sometimes it will be showing you only this. Okay, no interpreter found. So you can select it from here. It should show you as Python 3 or whatever version you have, 3.12, 3.14, 3.10, 3.9. It's okay, but it should be reflecting. And now you can see there are few things getting indexed. That's all the backend setup that happens on the very first time. Now, on the first time, you will see one random file that is being generated. You can ignore this file or you can make use of this file. So to make use of this file, you just remove the things which is not needed. Now it's a blank file and you can start writing the same thing over here. And how do you run it? You right click. It's gonna give you the run button. Click here. See, now you have that answer here. This is the output terminal. And you got it for the print function. If you happen to create a new file, then there's an option here called file. Go to file, new. Again, you can click on Python file and you can name it. You can name it as Python exercise.py. Py is the extension for all the Python scripts. You can also do the same thing over at this point. And you can run that by right click and run. So this is how you get the output at this point. To customize this application, you can go to file. Let me show on my instance. Okay, my instance is having the latest version. Let me show here itself. So when you go to file, settings. There's few options that you can change, but again, it's cosmetic change. So if you want, you can set up the things. You can go to appearance. You can change the font size. Okay. The one setting which I would recommend is if you go to editor, general, this option is very much, you will find it to have this option. That is, inside the prompt, when you want to zoom in, zoom out the font size, you can just hold the control and the mouse wheel and you can just increase or decrease the font size. Usually these are disabled, which you can tick mark. So you can select this. Let me take the screenshot.